is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
If you find yourself far from God, remember He isn't the one that moved. Funny coming from you, Heather, but I like it. I like it. Good morning, 7:06 a.m.
So we invest in these systems, top to bottom.
Okay, it's not we. You don't invest in anything, darling. You.
In all of our stores, and however much that costs, and then the employees to come and open them. But we forget to ask ourselves why these are necessary. Why do we need these? Anybody know?
No shit, Sherlock. Are you stupid? Don't start with this shit. Don't start saying, oh, well, people steal because they're oppressed and they can't get a job. Bullshit.
We need them because our society cares more about not having a $20 bottle of lotion taken or body wash taken than they do about the people who don't have the $10 or $20 to buy soap to wash their ass.
That's why it is everybody's responsibility, look at me when I'm talking to you, to take care of their fudging selves. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your whole ass family. If you can't, don't have a family.
We need them because our society cares more about not having a $20 bottle of lotion taken or body wash taken than they do about the people who don't have the $10 or $20 to buy soap to wash their ass.
I have no idea who this is, what this is. Bang Chain Leno Drive. Stray Kids. SKZ player. I don't know who Stray Kids are. Sorry. But that's a really weird picture down below. AI for everyone course complete. What? AI for everyone course complete. Google cybersecurity course frozen all day. Mad emoji. 5:35 p.m.
I am taking another course. I finished the AI course I was taking, and now I started a Google cybersecurity course on Coursera for free. And none of the videos will load.
You need to take some courses to get a damn job.
And now I did not finish where I wanted to finish to get to where I want to be by the end of the day today. And I'm just sitting here because there's nothing on TV and I can't access my course. So I started reading the Bible again. This is a really cool thing.
Well, I'm sorry. Where did that shirt come from? I'm curious. I hope it was like free.
I'm reading the book of Esther. Okay, you guys know the book of Esther? Forgive my pumping every 3 hours wardrobe.
Be quiet, just go.
The book of Esther is really cool. I want to tell you why. The book of Esther talks about this king who denounces his queen because she doesn't work.
All right, I am very happy that you enjoy stories in the Bible, but I need you to remember why the Bible was even written. I need to, you have lost focus of the whole entire thing. You look at the Bible as it being just little stories. Okay, what are the stories about, Heather? What are they telling you? What are they teaching you? What was going on in that time? Wrap it all up in one, okay? Let's not forget the main picture of why we have the Bible.
And now I did not finish where I wanted to finish to get to where I want to be by the end of the day today. And I'm just sitting here because there's nothing on TV and I can't access my course. So I started reading the Bible again. This is a really cool thing. I'm reading the book of Esther. Okay, you guys know the book of Esther? Forgive my pumping every 3 hours wardrobe. The book of Esther is really cool. I want to tell you why. The book of Esther talks about this king who denounces his queen because she doesn't worship him the way that he wants to be worshiped. And he invites her to dinner and she refuses to come down for dinner. And so he goes and sends his people out to find some younger virgin queen. And so in this book, this king just completely treats the heck out of his wife, out of the queen, because she won't come down for dinner. And so he replaces her with a bunch of young virgins, and they're drinking wine, and basically he just devalues his relationship in every way because he can't get what he wants from this woman. So he tells everyone to praise him and worship him, the men, the women in his kingdom, and to idolize him. Well, if you know the Bible, you know that God says we're not supposed to idolize anyone. We're supposed to worship.
Good job, Heather. Good job.
Only one God, right? So come to find out, in the Bible study, I start watching summaries on YouTube about the book of Esther. This is the only book in the Bible where God is not mentioned. Go.
Did she say this was the only book in the Bible where God was not mentioned? I gotta rewind that.
This is the only book in the Bible where God is not mentioned. Go figure.
What?
So just to reintroduce myself for anyone who's new here, because I just approved another several hundred people this weekend last.
Oh, she's so special. She approved people this weekend. How sweet of you.
Those are my babies up there. Viviana is the 17-year-old.
Yeah, appreciate
Bliss
it.
is the 16-year-old. Alexis is 10. And Weston is 11 weeks old yesterday. So he'll be 12 weeks on Monday. Just turned 11 weeks last week, Monday. That's 3 months, you guys. For anyone who's been following, I have had the most rough 4 years that anyone could possibly imagine.
Of course, Heather. Of course, you would have the worst of all. Everybody on this planet, you have the fucking worst. And there's nothing you can do about it. You can't help yourself. You can't get a job. There's nothing you could do. That is crazy. Here again, the world's smallest violin. Let it play.
The time I was 18 all the way until 4 years ago, I had my own home. My children always lived with me full time. And then they would go with their dad sometimes on the weekends, but they were always with me. 4 years ago, a man tried to break into my house. Police responded to the break-in, said I was hysterical, made my children go to their father's
You were hysterical enough to pop a Xanax or Klonopin, weren't you?
house, and I ended up homeless a week later. That's literally the truth.
That's literally the truth. That literally shows me that you're lying. I'm sorry, but she saying that at the end is like, but you're not.
I've probably literally filed about, I don't know, no less than 100 police reports, maybe even more than that, realistically. I have been stalked, harassed, beaten, bludgeoned with a tire iron, had the back of my head split open with a tire iron, dumped and stabbed by 3 women, and my apartment intentionally flooded twice.
Yeah, intentionally flooded twice because, the horrible storm with that flooded your apartment. That was definitely someone set that up. The whole fucking apartment complex, right?
Thrown out of my house, attacked by random strangers, body slammed by a police officer at 14 weeks of pregnancy while I was laying on a yoga mat in a defenseless position. They told me to get up and literally body slammed me. So I've gone through it, and I am trying so hard to stay positive and focused, circulate my resume all the time, and just be the best mother I can. But it's like, what is it going to take to find some sort of resolution, So the online courses give me hope because I do have a background. I have a bachelor.
No criminal background, no substance or drug abuse background, no mental health issues, lies. She said, so none of the stereotypical homeless person type of problems. So enlighten us, Heather.
Because I do have a background. I have a bachelor's degree credit for healthcare administration and a number of various other classes, like the online classes, the marketing classes. I went to Triton College. I went to AIU. I went to College of DuPage for a few credits. I have credits all over the place, but the problem that we're dealing with in society...
You're not using not damn one of them.
...today is that if you don't have the money to pay off your college loans, you can't have your transcripts released. So, none of my transcripts are released.
Okay, but to be fair, how long has this been, Heather? You've had how many years to afford that? You could have done it if that was actually your priority, so...
Which isn't really a problem. It's never been a problem before. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for many years, and they look at your unofficial transcript if they actually need to know that you went to school. But to transfer,
if they actually really need to know if you went to school, that's scary. That's why you work there, huh?
Society today is that if you don't have the money to pay off your college loans, you can't have your transcripts released. So, none of my transcripts are released, which isn't really a problem. It's never been a problem before. I worked at Northwestern Hospital for many years, and they look at your unofficial transcript if they actually need to know that you went to school. But to transfer it to any six-figure career or get back on a career path or get back into another college to further my education, they want all of that. And it's like I said before, we were really, really victimized when we were outside homeless, because that's when you have no protection. Since we were accepted to this shelter, I have been receiving a lot more opportunity with regards to classes, Bible study, relaxing, resting, healing myself. But I've always never stopped, even through the most hopeless days and nights, never stopped checking on my kids. Never stopped sending food and groceries, to their home once a month in any way that I could contributing, sending or delivering by hand birthday cards or gifts. I would walk 60 miles round trip to go deliver my children a gift, a small little gift, and give them a hug.
But you won't get up and go get a job and work a job so you can get a place and so you can have maybe... probably not custody, but at least you can have visits with your kids and they can come and see you. That is so crazy to me. You're like, oh, I love my kids so much, I would walk this far to give them a hug. Well, how about how much do you love them? Will you get up and get your ass a fucking job and work for it, Heather?
If I couldn't hang out with them for longer than 30 minutes, and I would do it all over again if I had to, but I shouldn't have to. And God willing, if there is a God, if there are rights left in this country.
Did you just literally say if? You said if there's a God? You said if there's a God? I'm done with you. I am done with you. Why are you even bothering reading all this stuff if you're going to sit here and even have the audacity to say if there's a God? Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
And God willing, if there is a God, if there are rights left in this country, if the Constitution means anything, if human and civil rights matter to even a single person with any sort of control or insight, if God is, hearing me, my newborn will be returned to me in the next few.
What the heck? Are you kidding me? That, if she was in front of me, that my arm reflex would have, that is one of the worst things you could do, is say, okay, well then, God, if you're real, then you're going to give me $200 in the mail tomorrow. He is not a genie. How many times do we have to say, he is not a genie?
If God is, hearing me, my newborn will be returned to me in the next few weeks, and we'll transition out of this shelter to a family shelter where we will wait for housing assistance, which is an apartment. Now, I've been a tax-paying, citizen. I've been in school. I've been in work. I had a job at 15 years old when you still need a work permit to get a job legally, and I had one.
Okay, literally none of that matters. Like, stop living in the past. That doesn't matter what's going on with you today. How does you working at 15, if that was true, how does that have anything to do with where you're at right now? It doesn't. Stop living in the past and move on. I'm still aggravated with you how you sitting there wishing. Stop wishing. Don't threaten God, talking about if there's a God and he's gonna give me my baby. What have you done to get your baby? Nothing.
So I've paid my fair share, and if anyone should be able to tap into the welfare system, it's someone who's been paying their entire lives. But the connection in all of this is that I think that the AI integration is intentional, meaning I think that what's going on with AI right now, artificial intelligence, and how it's forecast to be completely doing everything that humans can do in not too long of a period, I feel like this is intentional where I am. How can we invent a robot to collect orders?
Nobody wants to invent no damn robot. Anyone who's smart knows we don't need no motherfucking robots. Dang.
For everyone who places an online order through Pizza Domino's. Cook the pizza, take it out of the oven, put it in a box, load it into a robot car, and drive it over to the person's house in 30 minutes or less, or whatever their motto is. But we can't find a way to use AI to classify people's needs.
Dude, they're using AI for all the wrong reasons. Stop being a dum-dum.
If they, God forbid, were homeless and keep families together, we need to do better.
You need to do better. Who you talking to? You need to do better. They know we.
And all of those bad things that have happened to me, that's just from 2020 to now.
Well, you not consider yourself lucky because there's a lot of people who's gone through a lot of shit their whole entire fucking lives.
Yeah. So prior to that, never had I ever been violently attacked. Never had I ever been in a fight. Never had I ever been for me, maybe for some people it's normal, business as usual to be like, oh yeah, I got stabbed. Not for me. I found myself telling the story to people who I knew and them being so repulsed and shocked and
this is what's so crazy to me, okay? Is I don't doubt that she went to that school. I think she went to that school. I believe she went to that school. But what is crazy to me is that she never talks about why she went to that school in detail or what it was like truthfully at that school. Because every time she talks about this stuff, she's always like, none of this happened until after I met Dylan, after Love After Lockup, after the show aired. None of this happened until all these people started stalking me on social media. So you had an absolutely wonderful life up until then. So did something not happen at the house whenever you were younger? Did nothing not happen at the school when you were younger? Which lie is true? I don't know. Or they're just all lies.
I would literally say outside, whose life, I would literally say out loud, whose life is this? That I have to say, I got stabbed. What is happening? Literally, what is happening?
Well, they ain't obviously that deep because you haven't showed them off yet.